My name's Nigel Latta, and I want to talk to you about the Loves Me Not program that your kids will be doing. One of the things that you try to do as a parent is teach your kids about life and how to get through life and be happy and all those sorts of things. And one of the most important skills you need to get through life is to know how to be in healthy relationships and to have healthy relationships. So the Loves Me Not program is about teaching kids all of that stuff.
I'm Sergeant John Hedges. I'm based in Dunedin and I look after the school community office. Our basic role is to go into schools and teach kids how to keep themselves safe.
Today when I talk to you, I'm talking to you partly as a cop, but partly as a parent too, because I've got a 12-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl.
My name's Kahu Rolleston. I work as a community engagement worker. I work on the education team and the services to Māori team here at Community Law. And I've been involved with Love Me Not for a few months now, running workshops in various kura. With Loves Me Not, the fruit that comes from this program is that these young people are able to remove themselves or able to identify the problems and situations and fix them.
I'm Heather Knox. I'm the school guidance counsellor at Queen's High School. The Loves Me Not program. It's a program to make young people aware of what a healthy and a non-healthy relationship is at a time when they're just starting to explore relationships.
Kids need to know what's a healthy relationship and what's an unhealthy relationship. And if I'm in an unhealthy relationship, who do I talk to and what do I do?
As young people start to get stroppy, find their own voice, make their own choices, sometimes some of those tricky conversations can create a chasm, and I think this is a way of reconnecting young people and their parents or caregivers.
I like to think that a parent-child relationship should be completely honest and things like that, but in reality it's just not. Like, teenagers hide so much from their parents.
I think in a way there's a secret, a secret expectation that you are old enough to look after yourself when you're at high school and you're old enough to, sort your own problems out. And just going to your parents can just be like, I can't do it anymore, I need your help. And it's almost like failing at what you think is expected.
With this program, it gives us the chance to talk about things that we might not necessarily talk about with our parents.
What makes a great relationship? What's involved?
Respects your opinion and point of view and lets you be yourself.
Not under any kind of pressure physically or mentally.
You spend the morning going through and if you're in a relationship, what would you want? And you name features of a relationship that you would like.
So what do we have?
Don't make them feel tied down.
Yeah. So allowed to be vulnerable with your partner.
Not pressuring people to do something.
And doing something that they don't want to do. And being serious, but also having fun.
Yeah.
As well.
I was pretty sceptical. I thought, it's just going to be watch out girls, there's guys on the loose. But I was surprised, it was a lot more than that, and it wasn't that at all.
Up the back?
Being honest.
Honest is a good one, but give me an example.
My name's Inspector Paula Holt and I work at the National Prevention Centre. We all know that New Zealand has too much family violence in it, and the way that's going to change is with the young people of today.
Each of you guys, as a friend, might hear something that puts a wee red flag up for you.
I've been involved with delivering Loves Me Not in schools, which has been a fantastic experience, so I know how it works and the impact that it has on young people.
Basically everything in that course was quite relevant to into the future. You can apply it and into any relationship that you have, not even necessarily romantic. You can think, is this healthy? And that's something that will stick with you.
It doesn't matter what school I go into. These kids nail it. Straight out, clear on the boards. This is what we want.
45 minutes, you guys have taken the word healthy, broken it into 4 parts and really, really, really drilled down on it. That is our benchmark for the day and hopefully for the rest of our relationships.
Having 3 different facilitators in the classroom brings a really great dynamic. You all have different experiences and bring different perspectives. From a police perspective, we have the experience of attending the incidents. That brings the reality to the classroom. especially when you're talking around some tough stuff. The teachers are familiar to the students, so that gives them a bit of security in the classroom. And of course, when we bring in other external parties, they bring with it their own experiences.
As an NGO and community organisation, what we're able to do is bring in all the networks that we have within the community. See, we work with lots of different people in all sorts of different sectors, and we can bring that together sort of like a blanket to all interweave with the kaupapa.
It's a preventative thing as well. We don't want people to fall down every hole in the road. We want to be able to do something for them to see the holes before they fall in them.
Back in 2008, Sophie Elliott was murdered. She was murdered by her boyfriend, Clayton Weatherston. He's currently in jail.
I didn't really know much about the Sophie Elliott story in the beginning, but I knew it was kind of going to be a program about how to stay your own person in a relationship. Yeah.
He said her eyes were too close together, her ears stuck out, her hair was horrible. He'd tell her she was stupid.
I think the true story that it hinges around with Sophie's story, it's the Kiwi story. It triggers something. You don't have to look very far or talk to very many people before there's a story about something in a relationship that's not okay. And I think that's what triggers the fact that, hang on, there's something here that I need to pay attention to.
What are the negative things that happen in a relationship? What do they sound like? What do they look like? What do they feel like? How do they erode what we want?
Alternating from being loving and caring with being mean and hurtful.
Threatening to tell people how stupid they are.
Respecting someone's parents and background.
Hitting, pushing, punching, kicking, biting, slapping, hair pulling. Constantly telling their faults, comparing them with prettier people.
Sophie didn't take any notice of those signs and any of the warnings she was getting. My peers were opening up about stories and going, oh, that's happened to me before.
You're sitting next to your mates, you can be like, oh yeah, you know, that's something that we can both relate to.
We heard quite a lot of input in the classes from people that I'd never even heard talk before, let alone share their opinions and such.
Trust.
Yeah.
Trust.
Honesty's come up again. Honesty and loyalty.
Yeah.
The advice and the information applies to boys and girls. Bad stuff can happen to girls, but bad stuff can also happen to boys. So talk to your sons about this stuff as well.
Relationships are two-way. You can love both ways and you can be abused both ways. I would be hard-pressed to find somebody who didn't agree that guys can be abused as well.
Yeah. I think they can. I think whatever boys are capable of, girls are just as capable of doing.
Yeah.
Could you not? I'm not good with that, mate.
I'm doing you a favour here.
No, give it here. Let me go. Get onto me.
How could we stop that from escalating? And when would we stop it?
Say you're in love with that person. You don't want to listen to what other people say because you think that they're bringing you down with them.
You can say your opinions, be honest, but don't be brutal.
Privacy will be a big obstacle. They won't like the fact that someone's trying to intervene with their relationship.
I'd like to think as a parent, we're having conversations like these with kids, but that's very difficult to have.
If I can sit in front of a group of teenagers and talk about sex, I can do anything. We'll break the eggs and you guys go make the omelette, because we'll bring up all the untidy topics and you go away and chat about them. And that's important for you guys to finish these conversations and carry them on for the next few years.
You're learning about it so you will have a positive outcome.
Yeah.
So
it's not done to scare you or to never go talk to boys again. It's done so you know the right type of boys to talk to.
Yeah.
I guess.
This is a whole school approach, so that means everybody gets involved, not just the students, it's around teachers, the wider school community, whānau. It's not just one day, it's intended that the learnings and the teachings will continue.
The ripple effects of Loves Me Not stretches to the entire school, and it's a real powerful thing.
This is nothing new about unhealthy relationships, but we're now brave enough to talk about them. And I think if we can support each other when people speak up about those things, we're all going to be in a better place.
The Loves Me Not program is an amazing gift from Sophie to the rest of us. It's a way to think about and focus on what's awesome about relationships and how they can lift you up. And it's also a way to kind of look out for the things in relationships that are not so good.
I want you to imagine that you're about 25 years old. You have just got off your mobile phone, having rung your partner of 6 years to see how his or her day has been going. Just have a think about this relationship. How does it feel to be in this relationship? And what's going on in this relationship that makes it so good?